सेव किया था ना?
मैं सिर्फ इसलिए गया था क्योंकि उसने मुझे कॉल किया, that's it. But listen तो.
Save it for someone else.
जिंदगी में सेव करना जरूरी है, मगर जब बात पैसों की हो सिर्फ सेविंग से काम नहीं चलेगा। इक्विटी म्यूचुअल फंड्स में इन्वेस्ट कीजिए और अपने सेविंग्स को आगे बढ़ने का मौका दीजिए।
Mutual fund investments are subject to market risks. Read all scheme related documents carefully.
Hello and welcome to Politically Correct. Let me start this episode with a question. Do you also feel that UP Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath was underutilized by the BJP in Karnataka? He addressed just 10 meetings in the southern state. There is a reason why I'm asking this question, but before I come to that, let me talk about the BJP's star campaigners for Karnataka. There were 40 of them on the BJP's list, including a host of prominent names from outside the state. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, 7 of his union cabinet colleagues, Party President JP Nadda, 3 chief ministers, and others. On the campaign trail last week, I was curious about how these star campaigners were swinging public opinion, if at all. On my way to Mysuru, I stopped by in Mandya, JDS stronghold, to interact with a group of about a dozen people gathered at a marketplace. Now, in Mandya, Modi, Amit Shah, Rajnath Singh, Nadda, and Yogi Adityanath, they had all addressed public meetings and held road shows in Mandya over the last couple of months. That all those villagers must have heard the PM very carefully was a given. So I started with a question about Prime Minister Modi. So I asked them, what was his message to you? Double engine Sarkar, double engine government? It triggered an animated discussion. It was not quite a BJP friendly crowd as they started complaining about price rise, unemployment, and other issues showing governance deficit in the state. A man in his 60s intervened saying, and I'm quoting him, but Modi government will get support in 2024 Lok Sabha election. Who else is there? Maybe many nodded in agreement. So basically what he was suggesting was that they might not go for the BJP in this election, in the assembly election, but they're open to voting for the BJP in 2024. But mind you, I was in a locality which is supposed to be the JDS stronghold, but that's not the point. What I'm talking about is the impact of all these star campaigners of the BJP in the context of a limited campaign by Yogi Adityanath. So when I started asking about other central BJP leaders who visited Mandya, these villagers went quiet and looked rather blankly. Then I asked, what about Yogi Adityanath? I was just trying to break the silence. It drew immediate reactions. Bulldozer Baba, Encounter Baba. That's how they reacted. They didn't have much to say about Yogi's message to them, but he had obviously struck a chord. There were similar responses as I traveled in other parts of southern Karnataka and asked people about what they thought about the BJP star campaigners who were from outside the state. What kind of impression did they make? After PM Modi, UP CM Yogi Adityanath was arguably the only leader from outside Karnataka whose name seemed to have a ring of familiarity to it in Karnataka's hinterland. News of bulldozers and police encounters in UP obviously travelled far and wide. Adityanath has another strong bond with Karnataka. His Gorakhnath Mutt, of which he was the chief priest, and many influential mutts in southern Karnataka, including Adi Chunchanagiri Mutt in Mandya and Jogi Mutt in Mangaluru, they follow the same Nath Panth tradition. And that's why I asked you that question whether you feel the UPCM was underutilized. Given Yogi's influence in Karnataka, it was a surprise to see his limited campaign. He addressed just 10 meetings stretched over 3 different days. Then the BJP functionary gave me a good explanation. He told me, and I'm quoting him here, you don't need to see any conspiracy, he was telling me. Yogiji was much in demand and we wanted him to spend at least a week in Karnataka. But he wanted to focus on civic bodies election in UP. Then I realized many of us were just not giving much importance to what's happening in UP. Elections in 760 urban local bodies of UP including 17 municipal corporations, close to 199 to be precise, municipal councils, and over 540 Nagar Panchayats. Elections for these bodies are on, and the Chief Minister wanted to focus on those elections. The first phase of the elections was on the 4th, and the second and last one is on the 11th. The results will come out on the 13th, the same day when we will have Karnataka results. That's why Yogi campaigned for just 3 days in Karnataka. He wanted to focus on UP, his home turf. In fact, he has visited 40 districts of UP in the past fortnight, holding 3-4 meetings a day. These civic body polls are like a mini assembly election. It involves about 4.3 crore voters. There were 15 crore voters in the assembly election. And here you have 4.3 crore voters who will elect 17 mayors, over 1,400 corporators to municipal corporations, and around 12,500 members of the municipal councils and panchayats. There are 3 reasons why Yogi Adityanath is focusing so much on urban local body polls, when his party colleagues are scrambling to campaign extensively in Karnataka and be seen as mass leaders. And that was the reason I decided to take up this subject in this episode of Politically Correct. I was not going to talk about Karnataka. It was going to be the importance of these civic polls and why Yogi Adityanath is focusing so much on them. And as I said, there are 3 reasons. First, he has always been in the shadow of a popular prime minister. It's his time now to emerge out of that shadow and show that he can win elections in UP on his own. Let me give you a perspective here. In 2017, when the BJP won Uttar Pradesh Assembly election, the credit went to Prime Minister Modi, and rightly so. Yogi Adityanath was just an MP then, and the BJP rode the Modi wave to win the UP election. In 2022, when the party won again, the credit was given to Yogi, but more to PM Modi. You would hear from these party leaders that it was more because of Modi, because PM Modi's popularity and the popularity of central welfare schemes like free food grains during COVID-19. So it was like both of them had to share credit. In December 2017, when the BJP had won 14 out of the 16 posts of mayor in municipal corporation elections, that was about 8 months after Adityanath became the chief minister. Then party president Amit Shah had said that it was another example of people's unshakable faith in Prime Minister Narendra Modi's vision and the BJP's politics of performance. Shah said that the results showed that the people had embraced economic reforms. He was apparently referring to GST. Why I'm quoting Amit Shah here is, then when we were talking about some election in December 2017, again BJP had done extremely well in those urban local body polls. But the credit was again given to Prime Minister Modi. And after that, after those results, Yogi Adityanath attributed that victory to Modi's vision and Amit Shah's guidance. I'm just taking you back to these elections just to show how the credit would go in past elections. So in 2022, you had CM Yogi and PM Modi sharing credit for the results. 2017, it was just Prime Minister Narendra Modi. In 2017, urban local body polls, it was again Prime Minister Modi. In 2022, people did talk about Yogi Adityanath's popularity, but again, a large part of the credit went to Prime Minister Modi and how he had managed COVID-19. So I was talking about what Amit Shah said after 2017 urban local body elections. 2023 urban local body elections in UP are all about Yogi and his governance model. His record in making UP safe, as you know, his mafia ko mitti mein mila dunga remark, that's being the underlying theme. So his record in keeping UP safe is the central plank in the local body polls this time. It comes right after the killings of gangster turned politician Atiq Ahmed, his brother and son. Another gangster, Anil Dujana, was killed in a police encounter in Meerut last week. Yogi Adityanath has made his government's actions against mafias and gangsters the central plank. So I'm quoting him. He said at one of the rallies in Prayagraj, world is managed by the law of karma. ये प्रकृति सबका हिसाब बराबर कर देती है. Basically, people pay for their actions. That was Yogi Adityanath in Prayagraj while campaigning for urban local body polls. You know, the Yogi government has been criticized by civil rights activists and his political adversaries for the killing of these gangsters. I mean, Atiq Ahmad, his brother, and others. Central BJP leaders have remained quiet. I spoke about it earlier, leaving Yogi to fend for himself as he is being criticized by civil rights activists and opposition leaders. Now, urban local body polls are an opportunity for Yogi to showcase the popularity of his tough measures on the law and order front. That's the second reason for him to concentrate on these polls on the home turf, sparing just 3 days for campaigning in Karnataka. The third reason is Adityanath's attempt to break the back of an already demoralized opposition ahead of 2024 Lok Sabha election. You know, former UP CM Akhilesh Yadav Samajwadi Party, it's seeking to expand its base through social engineering in local polls. The party has not fielded a single Yadav candidate in any of the 17 posts of the mayor. It has chosen to give party tickets to Brahmins, non-Yadav OBCs, upper caste and Muslims, but not a single Yadav. The BSP, whose electoral fortune has been on a continuous downslide, is trying to woo the Muslims. Now, BSP has fielded 11 Muslim candidates out of the 17 for the mayor's post. In 2017, Mayawati's party had won 2 of the 16 mayoral seats. But this year, she is looking to consolidate and expand her support base. Obviously, at the cost of the SP, I told you about how the BSP has fielded 11 Muslim candidates. And here I'm just talking about the mayor's posts. Well, Mayawati doing it, Mayawati trying to eat into what is considered to be the SP's vote bank or the Congress's vote bank of Muslims. BJP must be watching it very curiously. And the ruling party won't mind it, of course. When results of Karnataka Assembly elections come out on 13th of May with that of UP urban local body polls, Yogi Adityanath would be hoping to silence his detractors from within and outside his party. Stay tuned on the 13th of May as we will come up with live shows to analyze those results for you. That's all from me in this episode of Politically Correct. Thanks for watching.